Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's Failrace episode on GTA 5 with the Failrace Police Department doing their thing. Now this is actually in single player. When you load into single player of the game, you do occasionally get the police just doing a chase with the AI cars. This one managed to pump the back of the vehicle it was chasing, spin, and then do about a 12-point turn to get going again. I also love that the player got crashed into while waiting for the police. The AI just weren't having a good moment right there. Chaos is up next on the long drive. Now, this, as you can see, admittedly, it's not amazingly clear, but keep an eye on the wing mirror on the left-hand side. The player is being chased by a police car for whatever reason, or they've been chased, or the police car wants to overtake it. The AI in that wants to overtake it. You can see it is having some serious control issues. It tries once and bails out of going for the overtake. It's wibbled itself back into the other lane and is going to try another overtake at some point, especially when we go downhill. The AI can really pick up speed, and off it goes, shooting past to immediately off the road, almost crashing into one power pole, and then the next one, that gets it. A huge number of flips, manages to land on the wheels, spin around a few more times for good measure, and T-bone the player vehicle. I mean, as far as elaborate takeout attempts go, that's right up there. The player does. I mean, if the player had crashed, it would have been the greatest takeout of all time. Does get away with it. I mean, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but yeah, Failrace Police Department, they never fail. They never fail to be impressive and do something that you didn't expect it, and then it catches up and overtakes again, and it's off. Off it goes into the distance. I mean, it's in a hurry. I guess they're not that fussed about the player that we're on board with there. R27 Dan is up next on Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Now, in this one, you know, they're doing a chase in this, and there is a roadblock. Now, unfortunately, the roadblock hasn't stopped the racers, and they misjudge getting their vehicle through it. Okay, these things happen. However, as they respawn, the other vehicle that they are pursuing with another Lamborghini, the older, the Murcielago here, they've managed to get respawned and stuck together. It's, I mean, a new technique. I don't think the Failrace Police Department are going to be using that one all too often. G-Surfer is up next on Horizon 5, managing to perfectly balance a Jaguar. Yes, they were going for a collectible. They got the collectible. They then managed to wedge their vehicle in a weird way. I mean, we've seen balanced vehicles in different ways on different games and so on. Don't normally see balanced this way, but well done. It does eventually slide itself off of the rocks, but still quite a nicely parked Jag. George up next on Forza Motorsport 7 with some battling, shall we say, at the bus stop around Spa. I mean, we're coming up towards the first corner, notoriously problematic corner, shall we say. Keep an eye on the inside for attempted murder, very unsuccessful. Terrible. There were like 3 vehicles they could have crashed and missed all of them. But there we go. Maple Sapling up next on Gran Turismo 7. Minding their own business in an AI race when, well, all the AIs have an accident up ahead of them. Actually do quite a good job of not getting involved in this one. Yeah, that's just a big old crash. They just did not know how to negotiate this. I guess this is the reverse layout. Is it the reverse layout of this circuit? I think it is. But yeah, trying to get around this banked corner. This is riding on board with the Porsche, probably the vehicle that comes out of worse from all of this. Yeah, you don't actually quite see what starts all of this, but none of the AI cars can slow down. Something goes flying. I think it was the Ford goes for a big flight. So the Porsche just gets bunched into the wall. It's all gone quite badly wrong. Yeah. AI's made a real big mess of that particular race, although not as much as this one. Kirby on Gran Turismo 2 is racing against the legendary Escudo Pikes Peak, but it's a lot easier to race against when it does this. If you played Gran Turismo games, you will know how fearsomely quick this vehicle is. It is legendary. However, this AI I don't quite know how they've got this confused. Whether it thinks it's supposed to be on a different circuit, but then I don't know why it's going from side to side. I don't know whether I believe this is emulated by the looks of it. I don't know whether that might play something with the AI. I wouldn't have thought it should do. But this is just a very, very poor, confused Escudo has managed to make it maybe... Well, it made it maybe 100 metres off the start line and is now heading back towards said start line. Yeah, easy win for the player. easy win for the player indeed in all of this. We move next on to Beam, with Douglas going for a spot of toge driving. High speed with the Covert, and well, when things go wrong on these kind of roads, they are narrow, they are fast, and there is no margin for error, and sure enough, clip on the wall, big roll for the Covert, and a lot of tumbling off the side of the mountain and into a tree, but it actually could have gone worse, to be fair, and it could have gone a lot worse, but it does roll down a hill and come to a halt, and that's a big shunt from just running wide a little bit. Planet Extreme also on Beam with an equally impressive shunt from a fairly minor error. So they've got a big off-road vehicle that manages to clip a tree. It's not even the hardest of hits, but it breaks all of the front suspension. Well, that's fine. We can carry on. Oh, no, we can't. It's off of a different tree, and then the vehicle's haunted. Not quite sure. Well, I guess something to do with the way the suspension broke. Was obviously pulling the vehicle about. Yeah, it was a fairly innocuous bump, but that is the thing with Beam. Innocuous bumps can lead to that sort of stuff. Finally, we have Immortal Airgun, a game I've never heard of, but it sounds quite cool. Tornado, like a storm chasing kind of a game. Now they are trying to get close enough to the tornado to use some of the equipment, I believe. However, they get a bit too close. Now, tornadoes are powerful. They do not normally pick your vehicle up and launch it at 290 miles an hour. Not quite, like, it's just gone. It's just gone. 280 miles an hour, sorry. No, it's still picking up speed now. Now we are up to 290 miles an hour in a pickup truck. That is, it might have even got 300 by the time it comes down, I don't know. That is some serious distance, and then physics is, funnily enough, not enjoying this. We're still at 260 mile an hour after a bounce off the floor, and now things are about to get very spinny and motion sicknessy. How many rolls this vehicle goes for, nobody knows. What we do know is it went a very long way, it went very fast, and this is definitely not what is supposed to have happened. I mean, tornadoes are powerful. You do not mess with tornadoes. I don't know whether they could quite fling a pickup truck at that speed. I mean, it lands on its wheels, which I guess is something at the end of the day. But there we go. There we go. That is going to be it for this. That's going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There'll be a link to it in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.